10 Sundays away. Good segue there. Let's do our top 10 quarterbacks. It's almost July. This is that time when it's getting a little dry out here.
Couldn't get any closer to July.
It couldn't. We're going to go around the room here. We'll go clockwise, and we're going to start with Sawyer Stull.
Yeah.
You list number one, and Jack goes number one, and then I go my number one until we get into some heated debate. How about that? I don't know how heated it's going to be, but
we'll see. Having a hard time when you start getting around 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, that's when it gets complicated, and you can make arguments for a lot of players. But let's start off with Sawyer Stull. Who are you going number one, sir?
My number one quarterback was the guy with the number one QBR last year, the guy with the number one passer rating last year, the guy that should have had 2 MVPs last year, Lamar Jackson.
Wow. Lamar Jackson at number one.
I think Lamar Jackson is the number one quarterback. I think that they are building more offensive weapons around him. The statistics he puts up on what he can do with his legs, what he can do with his arm. They didn't want to draft. A lot of teams didn't want to draft him as a passer. He is proving everybody wrong. And I believe what we're doing right now is a regular season award, and I will say Lamar Jackson is the number one quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to make this a regular season award, sure. I mean, I was kind of going broad in general. That's why I'm going to give my pick. You actually go ahead, Jack, and you go with your number one.
Man, I feel like the Washington Commanders because I'm shocked that this guy's here at 2. It's Patrick Mahomes.
Yes. I am also going to go Patrick Mahomes. We won't do like a draft of this. Just say who your number one is. I'm with you. So maybe I don't want to make you scramble your list, but are you going Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson? Who's a better quarterback? Not just regular season. You're still going to go Lamar Jackson? You fine with that list?
Yeah, I think that Pat's on the tail end of a prime, I would say, that we're starting to see because he's not. The magic isn't always there. This season was
the first example of that. I'd say.
And sure, he was missing Rashee Rice, but still, I do think that they're going to need some serious retooling, and Pat's going to need to figure out his game. I don't love the fact Lamar plays so differently, where everyone's so afraid to touch Pat Mahomes the way he baby walks the sideline, and Lamar is in the open field and is smart about getting down and things of that nature. But I still think that Lamar is a far more versatile player.
I'm going off accolades. I understand what you're saying when it comes to what we saw last season. I still am going to take Patrick Mahomes. If you're giving me one quarterback to have long term, even though you're saying his career, maybe you could debate Jane Daniels because of his age. If you want to go to CJ Stroud, I'm still going Patrick Mahomes. Gun to the head, I need a quarterback. I'm going Patrick Mahomes at 1. Who's your 2 then, Sawyer?
Josh Allen.
Okay, Patrick Mahomes going down the list.
Yeah, I'll take Josh.
The MVP winner.
I'll take Josh. I like what's going on in Buffalo. I feel like Josh gets better and better every single year. And, give me Josh Allen.
Okay, fair enough. Had a good season last year. Obviously, MVP for the first time. Did not make it in the playoffs. They had a tough battle. It's not ever been his fault. That's where I put holes through Lamar. He hasn't played amazing in the playoffs, and Josh Allen has played really well in the playoffs, but their defense did not hold up. They didn't get the first down when they tried the tush push.
12 seconds or something.
12 seconds.
Went a few years ago?
Right.
How many were 30?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What was it?
They just didn't have the ball at the end there. Right. It was in the 20s of seconds. I believe it was like 20-something seconds left.
31?
Maybe.
Yeah, whatever it was. It was not a lot of time. That was not his fault. I'm with you.
Who's your number 2, Jack?
Yeah, I would also say Josh Allen. It feels like time is a flat circle because we watch Lamar Jackson and we watch Josh Allen, and we're like, man, these guys can just they have all the talent in the world, and then they just can't beat Patrick Mahomes. It's what it always comes back to. I think that the top 4 quarterbacks in the NFL are pretty set, and I think Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen are 1-2 right now.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think this year in the postseason it was Lamar's fault. I think it was Mark Andrews' fault. But Noah, to your point, we've seen a few James Harden moments for Lamar Jackson, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's why he's not my number 2 here. I'm going Josh Allen as well. That's going to be my number 2. Again, Josh Allen, what I've seen from him specifically last year, he took it to another level. He played fantastic, deserving of the MVP. You can make an argument Lamar Jackson, but again, what I see in the postseason with him, I can't put too much blame on it compared to a guy like Lamar Jackson. I'm not going to have all the blame on Lamar, but he hasn't elevated his game in the postseason. Now, Josh Allen needs to get to the Super Bowl. You have to. You got to get yourself in that spot. You got to win the AFC. That's the next accolade to hit. But that's what it is for a lot of these guys. Although Joe Burrow is high on my list, he's been there. He just didn't get the job done. That was early in his career. That defense is not going to help him any more than it did last year, as good as he is on offense with that wide receiver core and just what he does in the field. But yeah, Josh Allen. I think his game only got better. They lost Stephon Diggs last year, but that didn't hurt him at all. I think Keon Coleman's going to be great for him this year. They got some tight ends. The offense seems to be clicking. If I had to pick a team that's going to win the most games this season, it is the Buffalo Bills. With their division being somewhat easier and the way Josh Allen's playing football, I got Josh Allen comfortably at my 2, and I do think he can be number 1 at the end of this year if Pat Mahomes does decline a little bit, because last year was the first time we really didn't see an amazing Mahomes, it feels like. I mean,
yeah, and then they were 15-2.
Exactly. We say that, and they still are 15-2. This team could. A lot of people like the Chargers. I probably still going to take the Chiefs to win the division. But even if they don't win the division this year, and it's a tough one with them, the Broncos who made the playoffs as well as the Chargers, even the Raiders getting better. I mean, they still could go win a Super Bowl. That's what he does. All right, number 3. You still have not taken Patrick Mahomes.
And this is where I'll take the 3-time Super
enough.
Bowl champion, Pat Mahomes.
3-time Super Bowl champion going at number 3. Do you think he will be better, worse, or same as last year? Some of this receiver core is getting more healthy.
I think it's a successful season if he is the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not buying the long-term stock on Patty.
And I think that the AFC West is finally getting its head out of its ass.
Well, it is. 2 teams made the playoffs last year, and the 2 are going to only get better,
It's not a revolving door of coaches that he gets to play constantly in that division. And, in fact, it's one of the toughest defenses that he's going to have to face that got better.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so the week 1 of the NFL is September 8th, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Patrick Mahomes' birthday is September 17th. He will be 30. So he's almost 30.
Okay, fair enough. No, that's good. Good point. Who you got here at 3?
We've talked about him.
Lamar Jackson at number 3.
And we can move on from Lamar now.
This one's tough for me. I'm actually probably going to go Joe Burrow here.
That's fine.
Joe Burrow had a hell of a year last year.
He did.
He's got great receivers, sure, but that's not his fault that the defense sucks. I don't believe in the Bengals because it's dysfunctional. They're making players pissed off. They're talking about the ownership because they're not paying guys. Like, what if they get the Trey Hendrickson deal done? Great for them. They've let guys go. The defense is still a sieve. Until proven otherwise, you're going to have to put up, you listed off the scores last week, 40 points for them to win games.
Yeah, I mean.
And how long can you that last? Honestly, in a 17-game season.
I keep coming back to is who's the team to beat in your division? It's Baltimore. You gave up 76 points to Baltimore in 2 games last year.
Joe Burrow almost
not
threw
going to
for
get it done.
5,000 yards last year. I mean, he was what?
It's Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech.
78 yards away from doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right there. This guy is fantastic.
It's Lincoln Riley Big 12 football. Though.
It is. He had 43 touchdowns last year to 9 picks. The man played amazing football, but again, how many wins do they have? 9?
Yeah, MVP.
It doesn't matter.
It's an MVP season if they win like 11 games.
Oh, absolutely.
But they couldn't do that.
I think they're going to get in the playoffs this year, maybe. But again, I still think, even though I'd have Lamar next on my list, I'll break that to you. They have a better constructed team. I'm not fully going to believe in the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers' old ass out there, and the Browns suck. And
the Browns might win 2 games.
I'll go Joe Burrow just 1 notch over Lamar Jackson just because I've seen him do it when it matters. I got to give him that. I know it's been now a few years, but he got them to the Super Bowl a while. Now it's been a few years ago, but I'll give it to Joe Burrow. He's a fantastic quarterback. The defense isn't good for him there. Okay, number 4 for you.
It is
Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow.
Joey B.
Okay, Joe B. And I'll go Lamar at 4. I think Lamar's only gone down my list because I have not seen his game elevate when it needs to the most. He's great in the regular season. He is probably the best.
Yeah, there's some bad fumbles in there.
I mean, he dominates in the regular season. When NFC teams have to play him, we know his record.
No,
he only had 4 picks last year, too. This is a terrible. Like, I feel putting him at 4 is disrespectful, but.
He's James Harden at this point.
Hang on. Did Lamar Jackson lose that game against Buffalo, or did a washed Mark Andrews drop one of the worst passes of all time?
Should have caught the ball, 100%.
And then all of a
Chris
sudden
Paul
we get.
also pulled his hamstring.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I think that Lamar is on the right path now.
Yeah,
There's promise after last year.
I think that in the same way that James Harden, the times that he did step up, the team let him down. And other times, it was his fault. You can't get blocked from behind by 50-year-old Manu Ginobili.
Can I say this, that we feel pretty confident, though, all 4 of the guys we just listed are on a tier of their own?
Yes, absolutely.
All AFC quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
There may be one you could debate could break into this year. I'll give you who it is later on. He's on my list. But I think I'm pretty confident to say those 4 AFC quarterbacks are the best quarterbacks. That's the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks, and I don't think you can debate another guy. Plain and simple.
I agree. I think there's a step down to the people that I have 5, 6, 7 plus.
Okay, let's get to that. Who is your number 5, Sawyer Stull?
My number 5 at this point, I will take, off the top of my head. Oh, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts at 5.
Dang it! I thought that was going to be a sneaky pick for 5.
Jalen Hurts.
There's
Super
only
Bowl
been
champion.
two people have ever out of the AFC have knocked Mahomes off, or
NFC.
Yeah, the NFC. Tom Brady and Jalen Hurts, and then you throw Joe Burrow in there for the AFC.
Jalen Hurts is your number 5 as well.
Yeah, I think you have to give him credit at a certain point. I know that defense is nuts, and they added Saquon Barkley, but
where are you putting him if they don't win the Super Bowl this year? That's my question.
In this year or this last year?
Like the season they just won the Super Bowl. Let's say they lost to it, and Patrick Mahomes. Is he still going to be number 5, number 6, number 7 range?
I think he's probably still 6 or 7.
Yeah, I want to say he's no further back.
I know
8.
he had like a weird year last year, but I think he put that to bed, and he really was hurt. I know when a guy is playing hurt and it looks weird at the time, you kind of be like, is that just an excuse? But no, sometimes it is really affecting guys, and I think we saw that a little bit with Mahomes down the stretch, and we definitely saw it with Jalen Hurts a season ago.
It's not his fault that this team is so good that he doesn't have to be the best quarterback in the world, like a Joe Burrow. I mean, the stats he has to put up. I mean, the guy threw for less than 3,000 yards this year. I mean, he only had 5 picks, but he only had 18 touchdowns. This is referring to Jalen Hurts. And he won the Super Bowl not just because of Saquon Barkley. Their defense was elite. Their run game was elite. Their passing game when he needed to throw the football was solid. I mean, he didn't have many picks, didn't cause many turnovers. He held on to the ball. He ran it when he needed to. He's a really good quarterback. Yeah. I'm not going him at number 5. I will go with, this is tough for me. He is on my list for sure, but I'll go with the old man. Best quarterback in the NFC still. I'll be that guy. Matt Stafford.
I have him at 6.
Now, you can poke holes on his statistics. He only had 8. He had 8 picks and 20 touchdowns last year. That wasn't amazing. He wasn't lighting it up from there. But let's not forget, he had 2 opportunities, his team did, to beat Philadelphia in the snow. They're the only team that was even close in the playoffs.
How many games did Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua play last year?
Not a lot.
Yeah, and now you had Devontae Adams, who is over the hill, but still a very productive player. And I think as a number 2, I think that offense is going to be really good. I have no problem with Matt Stafford.
He's about 250.
That's where I'd put him.
Yeah, 250 yards away from 4,000 yards last year. He's done it with an O-line that's been okay. They haven't been amazing. These guys have left, as we know. Now Cooper Flagg's gone, but you bring in Devontae Adams. That's an upgrade, if you ask me. 2 older guys.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua, when healthy, is still one of the better quarterbacks in this wide receivers in this league. We'll go Matt Stafford there for me. I think he's still the best quarterback in the NFC. Sorry, Stull, number 6.
I'll take the second best quarterback in the NFC. The guy who threw for 4,500 yards, the second most touchdowns, whose wide receiver room got better. Baker, the touchdown maker.
Wow, at number 6, Baker Mayfield.
6.
Okay.
I'll take Baker at 6.
Austin's very own.
Like Travis.
Travis' very own Baker Mayfield, yes. And he's getting more additions this year as well. A bad division. He could light it up again.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
What number are we at?
That was 6.
I have Stafford at 6.
And Matt Stafford at 6. I have Jane Daniels at 6 for me. Still got to prove a lot this year. That sophomore slump is real. We saw it with C.J. Stroud, because I bet you C.J. Stroud is number 6. Sophomore Stull. Thank you, Sawyer Stull. He is a guy, when we talk about this list, although I have Matt Stafford at 5, I think Jane Daniels can put himself in the elite tier list. He can jump a few spots. If he does what he did last year, or even has a better season than that, which you add Deebo Samuel, I get it, he's gained some weight, whatever, but this offense, the line got better. Their defense is going to be solid under their coach. Deebo Samuel comes in. That's another piece to have. I think Jane Daniels is fantastic. How he sees the game is whatever he's doing in the offseason with the virtual training and whatnot, he is so calm back there, and he brings a different element to the game that we don't see in the NFC a lot. And I'd say Lamar Jackson-esque when it comes to his way he uses his feet, but also he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. I'm going to go with Jaden Daniels there at my 6 spot. 7, Sawyer Stull.
He wears it on his chest. He's number 7 on my board, C.J. Stroud.
Okay, C.J. Stroud. Make your argument for C.J. Stroud, although he didn't have an amazing year. We know the O-line was a big issue.
The talent was clearly there in college. He played some fantastic games, put up some incredible numbers. He had a great rookie season. He is 2 for 2 in playoff wins as a NFL player. Season-wise, he's got wins in both years in games that he was not favored in.
Right.
And in fact was expected to get blown out, flipped the script on it. And then last year, the big addition in the offseason, Stephon Diggs goes down. Tank Dell, another catastrophic injury, one of his best friends. And they just had a terrible schedule where you're playing, 4 games it felt like in 10 days. And then no offensive line help. And so I believe that they have retooled around him for increased success. And his numbers were little to no different. He threw a couple more picks, but that's to be expected with a guy that has all the pressure and is trying to win some games. And so I firmly believe that he's going to take a leap forward instead of a step.
Okay, I like that. Year 3 for him, new offensive coordinator, a lot of new weapons. The kids from Iowa State that they drafted, the pair of wide receivers, Nico Collins fully healthy.
Yeah,
Obviously,
Nico's out a lot of the year, too.
Yeah, he was. Tank Dell obviously still recovering, but you're kind of not banking on, like last year, let's get these guys healthy and then we'll be good. No, you brought in guys that are good.
Yeah.
So I like that. Christian Kirk as well. They did a good job this offseason addressing the wide receiver room for him. The O-line is still a question, but it's younger.
Yeah, you fixed everything. You got rid of your coach and most of the pieces on the
offensive line. And I love Nick Chubb. Running back, too. That's fantastic because we know how good Joe Mixon was.
He could be RB1 in Houston come the end of the year.
We'll kind of speed through this round a little bit just because we're and that's on me. We're taking up some time. What do you got for 7 here, sir?
Noah, you're really helping me out by doing all the explaining. Just one pick ahead, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, he is very talented, and he could be, like I said, I think in that elite tier depending on how good he is with Washington this year. I do have Jalen Hurts next. I got to give him his flowers.
Sure.
I think he's probably about the 7th quarterback on this list. That's where I have it. I still feel better about guys in the NFC like Matt Stafford and Jane Daniels, but that's not his fault. He's on a really good team with a really good running back with the best O-line, with probably the best defense. The list goes on and on, but he did win the Super Bowl this year. I got to give him some flowers. Number 8, Sawyer.
I will take Jaden here at number 8.
Okay, Jane Daniels, very good. And with repeats, we kind of, like you said, we're speaking about it.
Yeah, 8. Skip past it. No, I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off for you so you're not the homer. I'm going to take Jared Goff here.
Okay, fair enough.
I think that he is one of the least pure talented quarterbacks that we've mentioned on this list, but damn it, that is a high floor.
Yeah, with Jared Goff, man, second in passing yards this year. The guy had 37 touchdowns. When it comes to athleticism, that's how a lot of these guys are judged, how they can move in the pocket. He doesn't have to move in the pocket because their O-line's good, and throws one of the more accurate balls in football. Now, we've seen him turn into a pumpkin. We used that term before, but when it comes to when the lights are on, but they won 15 games this year and won a lot of big games, and he made those passes. So I'm with you on Jared Goff. He's on my list. I don't have him at this spot. I have C.J. Stroud at my 8. I like him a lot and what he's done. I don't put too much of the fault on him last year. I think he'll have another good bounce back year.
Yeah, and for all of the flack that C.J. Stroud catches for the season that he had last year, pretty much the same results. The numbers were worse, but as his rookie year, I mean, you won
the same amount of games.
Yeah, you won the same amount of games. You won a playoff game, and you got smoked by a better team in the next round.
Yeah, I mean, you have to set the bar a little higher now this year, and that's what the Houston Texans are hoping to do. Hopefully, be a top 3 seed and not the 4 seed.
Yeah, the Texans,
because the division's theirs unless they let it fumble out of their hands.
They're the 4th or 5th best team in the AFC. That's what the Texans are. It's their destiny.
9, Sawyer.
It's gonna be Goff.
Okay, Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And then I'll move and take CJ. I think he's super talented. I think one of my bases for MVP and stuff in sports is what if we removed him from this team and how much better are they? I think if you put CJ Stroud on a lot of other NFL teams, they have a better outcome. I think CJ Stroud on the Lions.
Oh gosh,
that you know what I mean.
Be scary.
But you have to give credit to the production at a certain point. So the number, So that's why I give Goff some credit over CJ. I think CJ is more talented, and in a couple of years, CJ Stroud will be getting MVP votes.
Good stuff. Jared Goff is my 10, but this is my number 9. He hasn't been mentioned yet. I will go Justin Herbert. I think J. Herb is my number 9. Almost had 4,000 yards in passing. He had 3 interceptions last year. Got to give the guy credit. I mean, I know it wasn't pretty when they played against the Houston Texans, but that's what that defense can do to you. Shout out to your Texans for that. I think he's going to have another big year. I believe in what the Chargers are doing with Jim Harbaugh year 2. He's got a few more weapons, specifically in the run game. I think he needs the run game to help him out to open up that pass game a little bit more. Ladd McConkey really turned it on last year, so we'll see what they can do. But they add Najee Harris and they add Omarion Hampton. I think the run game with Joe Alt leading the way on that O-line. The defense needs to step it up a little bit, but Justin Herbert, to me, from a talent standpoint, he was obviously kind of, for the last few years, it feels like the social media, the PFF kind of guy, but his stats do prove he's still a very, very good quarterback. 23 touchdowns last year, 3 picks, and he was just under 130 yards under hitting the 4K mark for yardage. Number 10 for you fellas?
Give me Matt Stafford.
Okay, Matt Stafford.
All right. I think this guy gets way too much hate. I know he was really terrible in the last time that we saw them in the big dance, but the last time he played a full season, they were MVP caliber numbers. His own fan base hates him. Dak Prescott. I think Prescott is a damn fine quarterback.
I don't hate it.
I think he's very good, and I get it. The postseason stuff is what it is, but it's a 17-game season. He was 11 picks or 8 picks and 11 touchdowns last year. It wasn't a great start, but I think that Cowboys season was doomed from the start. I think the Cowboys. I know he's winning the press conferences, but they're winning something. That is Brian Schottenheimer. I think the Cowboys, I don't know if they're a playoff team, but they're definitely better than they were last year. Yeah. I like Dak.
No, he nosed it on me.
He's a top half quarterback in this league. I think you can't not
11.
debate that. Yeah, you can say when I say half, he's top 15 really.
Do I think Baker's better? Maybe, but I'm dug in at this point. I can't say nice things about Baker. Fair. And Justin Herbert. We're still waiting for it, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year was a little bit of a step, but yeah.
But and then he throws 11 interceptions against the Texans. How many was it?
It was a lot.
30? 40?
Yeah, it was a lot in the postseason there.